Well, they did it. Edward Gaming have won VCT Champions 2024. Capping off an insanely good tournament is a grand final that will go down in the history books, EDG giving China its very first Champions win and international title, while Team Heretics have heartbreak yet again. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing a recap of not just the grand final of VCT Champions, but also all the top 4 matches, so the last 4 matches of the tournament, but mainly the grand final. So this is the board we have today, and we will be starting with the Edward Gaming versus Leviathan match. This match would be crucial for them to get the spunk that they needed to be able to take on Heretics in the grand finals. Beating a team like Leviatan is no easy feat, especially with the star players that roster has, but Edward Gaming were able to do it in kind of a dominant fashion. Looking at map 1, we have Icebox, which would be a 16-14 win in favor of Leviatan. Being a very good map for Leviatan throughout the entire year, they would be able to be dominant on the first half, ending the first half 9-3, not giving Edward Gaming a lot to go off of, but EDG would be able to mount a comeback in the second half. They were able to string together an impressive 6 rounds in a row to get themselves back in the game, and after Leviatan got to match point, Edward Gaming would be able to match it and bring the game to overtime. Very back and forth overtime would end up going in favor of Leviatan at the end of it in round 30. However, moving on to Lotus, the second map, this would be a very dominant win for Edward Gaming, 13-4. EDG was playing quite well on Lotus throughout this entire tournament, and this match shows it. 8-4 at the half, Edward Gaming doing well on their attack side, but hey, Leviatan, you can end Lotus on your attack side. That is a favorable side for you. However, Edward Gaming would get the 5 rounds that they needed, not allowing Leviatan to even get a single round on that second half. Very impressive work by Smoggy on the Clove, getting 19 kills for +7. Whereas they would be able to shut down Ospos, only allowing him to get 11 kills, Tex was the top fragger for Leviatan there. Then moving on to Abyss, it would be a closer affair, going 13-11 in favor of Edward Gaming. Pretty even first half, 6-6 going into the second half. Leviatan going on their attack side would get the second pistol, so both pistols going in favor of Leviatan, but that wouldn't be enough to push him over the edge, as Edward Gaming would take the momentum back and win 5 rounds in a row after allowing Lev to get to 11 rounds. Chichu and Smoggy doing a very good job in this map, getting 21 kills and 22 respectively. Ospos yet again not able to get as much as we've seen him get in the past, 17 kills, 17 deaths for 0. Looking at the team MVPs on the side of EDG, we have Chichu going 59, 40, and 17 for +19, and on the side of Leviatan, we have Mazzino going 57, 53, and 23 for +4. So really impressive work by Edward Gaming to make it to that first grand finals for a China team. Leviatan not able to get as much out of the star players as they have been able to do throughout the tournament. Ospos not looking as dominant, Chichu and Smoggy able to shut him down. This was probably Edward Gaming's best test at this point at the tournament, but they were able to do a very good job, shut down the star players, and continue their strong run, and we know how grand finals went, but we'll get to that later. Moving on, we have Team Heretics versus Sentinells. This would be a 2-1 victory in favor of Team Heretics, striking down the Americas team. Not the last time they would do that during this tournament, but not a bad performance by Sentinells. Sentinells were able to win the first map, but as soon as Heretics got that momentum, they held on to it and just kept rolling. Looking at map 1, we have Haven, which was a 13-8 win in favor of Sentinells. Very back and forth, Sentinells would finally be able to do well on pistols and win both pistols during this map. 4 rounds in a row to start, but then Team Heretics would crawl their way back, take the lead, winning 5 in a row. 3 in a row to end the half for Sentinells, then they would win the next 2, and Heretics would be able to win 3, but it just wasn't enough. Sentinells had control on this map. Minibu doing his best to keep his team in it, 16 kills for him, but Tens with an impressive +19 performance, 29 kills on the Omen. Tens did a really good job this tournament, especially during this match. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for his team to get it over the edge, which would be evident as soon as we move on to Icebox, which was a 13-9 win in favor of Team Heretics. Heretics would take the pistol this time, but then Sentinels would take a commanding lead, winning 6 rounds in a row. However, ending the half 7-5 would keep Heretics in the game, and then they would win the pistol, only allowing Sentinels to get 2 round wins on their attack side to end this map. Heretics take a pretty good lead on this one. Boo doing very well for himself on the Viper, getting 20 kills. Benji Fishy, an impressive 19. Zelsis trying to perform to the best of his abilities, getting 22 kills. +2 for Zekin as well, getting 17. However, minuses on the board for the rest of the team, including John QT, only able to get 6 kills for -10. And then Heretics would keep the train rolling, heading into Abyss. It would be a 13-7 win in favor of them. This is the first time we've seen Sentinels on Abyss, and this is what I mean. Since Sentinels haven't been playing this map, it was probably a good idea for teams to take them to this map because while, yes, maybe they're hiding stuff, maybe they're hiding strats or whatever, but they also don't have practice on this map. So it would be very important for a team to be able to counter strat them by just being better at playing the map. Yes, I'm sure Sentinels have been practicing the map, but in terms of playing in big matches, you get more used to the map as you have those higher stakes. 2 separate 4-round win streaks for Team Heretics would end the half 8-4, and then while Sentinels would take the next pistol, win the next round, Heretics would able to win 3 and then 2 respectively to end the match. Rian's doing an incredible job on the Sova, getting 24 kills. Zekin doing very well, really trying to keep his team in the tournament, 26 kills for him. However, nobody else on his team would be able to break 14 kills, Tens being the only one to get there. Zelsis really not having a good map for himself, -14, 4 kills. That's not going to get you over the hump. Looking at the team MVPs on the side of Team Heretics, who else but Rian's getting 50 kills, 42 deaths, 15 assists for +8. And then Tens doing a great job, 55 kills, 40 deaths, 28 assists for +15. I know some people might say Zekin was the MVP, but in terms of rating and just overall performance, I think Tens did just a little bit better. So this would end the tournament for Sentinels. Very impressive work from them. I understand as soon as they lost the match, everybody was jumping on Twitter saying nearest airport equals NA, all those regular memes we're going to see. But hey, honestly, Sentinels did a very good job at this tournament. They made it to top 4 after everybody was doubting them. I didn't understand the narrative of them being an overrated team heading into this tournament because everybody was doubting them. They performed about as good as I expected them to. I did expect some pretty big upset matches like they did against Gen G. I did predict them to get to top 3. I was off by 1 match, but they did make the top 4. I think overall as a year, this has been very successful for Sentinels. Remember, this team was in the dump for 2 years after winning the very first Valorant tournament. They really were not able to reach any heights even close to that. Now this year, they have a tournament win in Madrid. They have a top 4 finish at Champions. This was a good year for Sentinels, and I'm very excited to see how far this roster can continue to grow. And of course, for Heretics, they would have a long road to go until the Grand Finals, which would be made possible by their 3-1 win over Leviathan in the losers final. Absolutely incredible work by Team Heretics to get this one done. Really good job to play a better team game than Leviathan during this match, and just overall, their star players were doing better than Leviathan's. At this point in the tournament, Heretics definitely showing their experience that they've gained throughout this year. This team has grown a lot, and winning against Leviathan, beating both America's teams that were in the top 4. Second time they've done that this year. This team is very, very good at Valorant. Unfortunate performance by Leviathan. While they were able to get 1 map, it really wasn't enough. They would end up getting dominated by Team Heretics on maps that probably should have been a bit more even at the very least. Definitely not showing the same mojo, the same dominance that they were able to show throughout the year. Definitely not the same team that we saw earlier in the tournament. Looking at map 1, we have Icebox, which would be a 13-7 win in favor of Team Heretics. A map that is typically very good for Leviathan, probably Lev's best map throughout the entire year. Heretics able to take the steam out of them early in this match, just breaking their mental by beating them in the fashion that they did. Leviathan were able to win the pistol and win another 2 rounds in a row. Heretics would take it right back and tie the game. 1 for Lev, but another 4 for Heretics. It would end up being 7-5 in favor of Heretics at the half. Only 2 round wins on their defense side for the side of Leviathan. Heretics just shutting them down, really doing a good job at getting those plants and getting those kills when they needed them. Kane being the only positive on his team. Ospas only 13 kills, whereas Miniboo would do a great job on the Neon, getting 19, 13, and 3 for +6. Great performance by Reens as well, 18, 11, and 4 for him. And for map 2, we have Sunset, which would be a 15-13 win in favor of Team Heretics. Pretty back and forth start to the game, with Heretics getting 2 rounds, and then Leviathan would get 1, another 2 for Heretics, another 1 for Lev. 8-4 at the half, but then Leviathan would do a good job getting back in the game by winning the pistol and the next round. And after Heretics won 2 in a row, Leviathan were able to win 6 in a row to get to 12 rounds. However, 2 in a row from Heretics would bring it to overtime, and they would get it done there. Ospas doing better on this map, but still not having a positive KD ratio, 21 kills and 21 deaths for him. Miniboo doing a fantastic job diffing Ospas as he promised he would do. 22 kills and 17 deaths for him, +5. Rian's another impressive map, 25 kills, 21 deaths on the Sova, +4 for him. He had an incredible tournament. I absolutely love this guy. And looking at the only map that Leviathan were able to win during this match, 13-9 win in favor of them on Abyss. Leviathan would have a pretty good start to the game, having a 4-3 lead at round 7. However, Heretics would get 4 in a row to take the lead 7-5 at the half. However, a very impressive defense side on the side of Leviathan would give them the map. Osmos doing better this time, but not breaking 20 kills, 14 kills for him, 21 kills for Mizzio, having his best map of the match. Benji Fishy doing a pretty good job as well, 20 kills for him, plus 2 on the Cypher. However, Leviathan's good fortune would end there, and they would get destroyed on Lotus 13-3. Ending yet another tournament on a map that they got blown out in. Really not the best way to go out of a tournament, if I do say so myself. It would be 11-1 at the half. Heretics just absolutely dominated on their attack side. Leviathan would try to crawl back into the game, getting the pistol and the next round, but Heretics only need 2, and they would get it early. Only one player on Leviathan was able to get double-digit kills, and that would be Tex with 10. Miniboo continuing his strong performance in this match, 17 kills on the raise for him. Boo doing a good job as well, 16 for him. Looking at the team MVPs on the side of Team Heretics, we would have Reans, who went 68, 54, and 36 for plus 14. And on the side of Leviathan, we have Kane, who went 55, 58, and 31 for minus 3. So really not the way that you wanted to go out if you're Leviathan. This team definitely had high expectations. Many were expecting them to go to the grand finals, including myself. I thought it was their tournament to lose, and they would end up losing it in kind of spectacular fashion. They were able to get a map, but Heretics were clearly in the driver's seat for this entire match. Coming up big in those big moments, Leviathan not able to do the same. Still an impressive run for them, top 4 at this tournament, but as an overall year, I think Leviathan is going to look back on this year, want to wash that away, and just build on what they've started. We'll see what roster moves they end up doing by the end of the year. I do think they need some sort of change. However, still a good finish. Maybe they decide to run it back. And now it's time for the grand finals. Edward Gaming versus Team Heretics. Team Heretics making it to their second grand final in a row, and Edward Gaming being the very first Chinese team to make it to a grand finals, and now the very first one to win it. This match is hands down one of the best grand finals that we have ever witnessed in Valorant so far. Capping off what I think was a very good year in the VCT, this match was kind of representative of the whole year. There were multiple maps in this match that were blowouts by either team. However, as the match went along, it would get closer and closer, and we would see EDG in the driver's seat being able to get really close to that trophy, but Heretics ripping it away from them time after time again, being able to stay in it. However, off the back of some incredible, and I mean incredible, plays from Kane, Edward Gaming would be able to get it done. Edward Gaming almost got it done in 4 as well. Heretics really could have lost that map 4, however, an incredible play from Boo to put a molly on the spike to bring this to game 5. Just back and forth performances by both teams, but Edward Gaming had Kane, who had easily his best match of Valorant ever, and probably the best performance that we have ever seen in not just a grand final, not just a champions match, in any match in professional Valorant, and I do not say that lightly. So, looking at the maps, we'd start with Haven, which was a 13-6 win in favor of Team Heretics. Looking in the driver's seat very quickly in this match, Edward Gaming were able to get the pistol, but then an impressive 9 rounds in a row from Heretics would bring them to the brink of victory. They would then win the pistol and the next round. EDG were able to get 3, but it just wasn't enough. Heretics got this one in the bag. Very good performances across the board from Team Heretics. Reans and Mini Booty getting 17 kills each. Benji Fishing having a solid map as well, 19 kills on the Cypher. Whereas on the Edward Gaming side, it proved that we were about to witness something special from King getting 22 kills in the first map. Everybody else on Edward Gaming not doing a great job, but that would change. And it would change pretty quickly. Edward Gaming doing to Heretics what they just did to them. 13-4 on Sunset, a map that is typically very good for Team Heretics. If Heretics had won this map, they probably win the grand finals, but unfortunately, they really were not able to work around anything that Edward Gaming was doing. EG were just locked in, making some incredible plays, and Heretics were not able to match it and couldn't out-strategize them. EG would take a commanding lead, winning the first 9 rounds in a row, this one looking like it could go 13-0. Fortunately for Heretics, after a weird round where Boo bought the op and everybody else bought pistols, ended up working, but so it would end 11-1 at the half. EDG would take it back though and get the pistol, bringing them to map point. 3 in a row from Heretics, not enough. Really dominant win from Edward Gaming. Kane continuing his strong play, he would not slow down at any point during this match, 22 kills for him. Best player on Team Heretics was probably Woot, getting 10 kills. on the KO. And then moving on to map 3, we have Lotus, which would be a little bit closer, 13-9 win in favor of Edward Gaming. A back and forth first half would end up being 6-6. Heretics would win the second pistol, but Edward Gaming would take a commanding lead yet again, winning 3 in a row and then another 4 to end the map. Chichu probably having his best map of the entire match, 27 kills for him, plus 14. Kane yet again, a very solid map, 24 kills from him on the Neon. He just seemed unstoppable on the Neon. Woot doing his best yet again, 19 kills on the Omen, but everybody else aside from Benji Fishy went negative on Team Heretics. Then moving on to map 4, we have Bind, which would be a 13-11 win in favor of Team Heretics. Definitely looked like Edward Gaming could have took this one. As I said, there was a crazy play at the end of it with just Boo just throwing a molly, dying. Kane gets an ace, but the molly kills the diffuser, so no overtime. Pretty even first half. Heretics would get the second pistol, win 4 in a row to get to map point, and they would deny Edward Gaming from bringing this one into overtime. Yet again, Kane on the board with plus 20 kills, 24. Both Boo brothers having their best map of the entire match, 23 kills for Mini Boo, 20 for Boo. Definitely felt like Boo was struggling at points throughout this match, but his best map was Bind. And then to end the match, to end the VCT 2024 season, we have Abyss. Honestly, just feels kind of poetic to end the year on the new map. Just kind of feels right. This would be a 13-9 win in favor of Edward Gaming. Team Heretics just not able to do enough on their defense side to keep themselves in it. Multiple 3-round win streaks for Edward Gaming on their attack side. Edward Gaming just doing a really good job of getting on site, getting those plants, getting those kills. And it looked like all was lost when Edward Gaming started the second half, winning 3 in a row, but then Team Heretics would start to mount a comeback. It was looking doable. They won 5 rounds in a row. They were hitting their shots. They were doing good plays. And then all of a sudden, round 21, Kane with an insane play with the Guardian to just wipe the floor with everybody from Heretics. I believe it was a 4K, maybe it was 3. I don't fully remember. All I remember was just being in pure awe. Absolutely crazy way to bring Edward Gaming back into the forefront of this match. That play single-handedly won the match, absolutely. And after that round, Edward Gaming would just need one. They had the momentum, they knew they had it, and they got it done. Smoggin having a great map for himself, 21 kills for plus 13. Kane not breaking 20 kills on this map, but still doing an incredible job. Again, that one play single-handedly won it. 19 kills for him on the Jet. Benji Fishy doing his best. I feel so heartbroken for the guy. 17 kills on the Cypher. Both Boo brothers really struggling on this map. 10 kills for both of them. Looking at the team MVPs on side of Edward Gaming, Kane, as I said, probably the best performance that we've ever seen in any single VCT match. 111 kills, breaking the record for amount of kills in best of 5s and for like best of 5s in general and in champs. 72 deaths, 24 assists for plus 39. 39. That is an insane number across that many maps. Just absolutely bonkers performance. Woot did his best, 73 kills, 80 deaths, 39 assists for -7. So on the side of Edward Gaming, I'm so proud of these guys. They worked really hard. They had some really bad results at internationals this year. Everybody was counting them out and their entire region, including myself, to be completely honest. However, they fought through the fraud allegations, having a very, very good tournament for themselves. Early loss in the group stage, but they just stormed every other team since then. They seem to just lose the first map and then settle in and then just destroy the team on the second and third maps. And they would basically do that here just in 5 maps. So incredible performances. Kane would get the MVP, the very first official MVP award handed out, and he deserves it. He had an incredible match. He had a really good tournament. It's funny because I feel like he started the tournament not playing very well. Smoggy and Chichu were both outplaying them in my opinion. However, this team doesn't get here without Kane, and they don't win without him either because he single-handedly won them. Just like not even just that play, just the entire match. He was just frying. And outside of Team Heretics, you just gotta feel bad for the guys. Back-to-back grand finals, looking like the only hope for EMEA to win a tournament this year. They looked incredible all tournament. They beat some teams that people thought were much better than them. They fought so hard. They got so close. However, in the grand finals, they just weren't able to do it. Whether it was nerves getting to them or the pressure getting to them, either way, this team just didn't look entirely dominant throughout the entire best of 5. They absolutely had their moments, and getting this to map 5, very impressive work. They did the same against Gen G. However, when they lost, it just looked like Edward Gaming were just always in the driver's seat. Very respectable performance. I do think this team will win a tournament at some point. Really hoping Heretics don't become the Paper X of EMEA, because I absolutely love this team and I want to see them win a tournament. I think they'll be back. I think this roster should stay together. They're very good. They have great chemistry. They could do this again. So those are all the matches in the VCT Champions 2024 to wrap up the tournament. I think this has been one of the better champions. I hesitate to say it's the best one, but it was wide open all tournament. We had no idea who was going to win. The grand finals was a pretty unexpected matchup. I picked Heretics to win. I'm absolutely heartbroken that they didn't. I was very sad after this match, but I am incredibly proud of Edward Gaming and the entire China region for showing the world that they could do good on the world stage and win a champions. We'll see how much more dominant China can get. They absolutely have a far way to go. Maybe Edward Gaming ends up winning again. Maybe no other China team wins. We'll see what ends up happening. But I think overall, this year the VCT, pretty good. This year will always be in my heart. This is the first season that I really built up the channel to be something. Thank you all for watching. I will be making content throughout the off season, so do not go away. I have a lot of plans. I'm going to be making team videos, season debriefs, roster mania videos, all that good stuff. Other stuff like tier lists, player profiles, team histories, all that stuff. So stick around. Don't go away. I'll continue to be here, and you can join for the ride. Thank you everyone for watching. I apologize for not being at my regular setup. Hopefully the audio was fine during this recording, but I'm on vacation right now, so I kind of had to scuff things together. But it was a great grand final. It was a great tournament, and let's hope that the next tournaments are going to be just as good. Please let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of this tournament and of the grand finals. Please click like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye, VCT 2024.